Do you support police?
I support police, my brother.
Do you hate thugs?
You trying to be a thug, a gangster? I'm gonna show up the justice, my brother.
Do you worry that communism will leave American cities looking like this by 2035?
They're trying to push a political and corrupt agenda. If you want about politics, I advise you, read Democracy, the God That Failed, Hans Hoppe.
Democracy being some sort of moderate communism.
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need to play Ready or Not. This title is what the leftists call copaganda, or what I like to call based and red-pilled. You play as the leader of a SWAT team, tasked with bringing order to a fictionalized version of modern America, which looks suspiciously like Brazil. Gameplay. I used to love first-person shooter games, but I'm way too old for all this sliding and jumping cringe with brightly colored skins that Call of Duty has become. Ready or Not returns us to when games were immersive, and you actually feel like you're shooting a meth head who just ran up on you. There's a diversity of weapons to choose from, including less lethal, with achievements even tied to completing the game without killing anyone or losing a single officer. So naturally I grabbed myself a 7.62 and just started blasting. Gameplay 10 out of 10. Story. The story focuses on some occult human trafficking group, but also some corrupt federal agents and some angry veterans who hate the government. It got a little confusing for a bit, but after shooting Dale Gribble and Andrew Tate, I felt like things got back on track. Now yes, there is a slight quote-unquote leftist agenda in here, and how they made those bad right-wing anti-government people the villain, but ultimately it's a game about police solving the world's problems by shooting criminals, so it gets a pass. Also, if Andrew Tate didn't want me to shoot him, he shouldn't have talked that shit about jiu-jitsu.
Let me tell you something. BJJ is absolutely useless. It's useless on the street.
Benoit Saint-Denis making to the end. I don't think he's escaping this.
Oh man, he's battering him here now. Oh, he's smashing him with these punches.
Elbows.
Pushing against the leftist narrative though, the game actually features Islamic terrorists, and an act that PC culture would have been outraged at in the early 2000s.
The blowback against innocent Muslims would be absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's horrific.
That's true.
This mission seems based on a mix of the Pulse nightclub shooting and the Bataclan massacre, and is one of those shit just got real moments in storytelling. Naturally, I didn't take their leader alive. But wait, I hear you say, didn't you call this a Moicano Simulator? Correct. Renato Moicano trains out of Florida, which is where the Pulse nightclub shooting happened. On Latino night. All I'm saying is, if Moicano was on the SWAT team, shit would have went down different that day. It also features a school shooting by SSRI-fueled potentially trans-identifying individuals that can only be stopped by good guys with guns. Problem: libtard. The game culminates with a mission set in a port during a hurricane, where the only correct decision is to ignore orders given to you by a corrupt government official. If that doesn't sound like Florida, I don't know what does. Also, there's a mission where you have to stop illegals crossing the Arizona border, and an achievement tied to being able to smoke all the coyotes using only a .357 Magnum. If you can't picture Moicano doing this post-retirement, you have zero imagination. Story 10 out of 10. In short, if you're a fan of Moicano's pro-police, anti-thug, anti-communist philosophy, you should pick up this game. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some degenerates to exterminate.
Open and clear. Roger that.